His family are sitting all around him. The angel of death descends upon this person. You are surrounded by your family, but you feel so alone, because only you can see these angels. And you are trying to say to your family, help me, but they can't help you. And then he says, "O evil soul, come out to the anger of Allah and His punishment." You're in your grave and you can hear your family's footsteps as they leave you. But do you have anywhere to run? Do you have anywhere to hide? Do you have anything that you can protect yourselves with? The fire of Jahannam, it enters into his grave. And his grave, it squeezes him so tight until his ribs begin to close up on one another.
The coming of Hellfire. And Hellfire, brothers and sisters, is not a pit. It is a roaring, raging beast that is held down by 70,000 chains. Holding each chain is 70,000 angels. There is no scene more terrifying on the Day of Judgment than that scene. Every creation of Allah, martyrs, prophets, believers, non-believers, they will fall to their knees. All they are saying is, "Oh Allah, protect us. Oh Allah, protect us."
And the hellfire is a place of the most extreme suffering, the most extreme pain, of every level that you can imagine. Physical, mental, spiritual pain and suffering and torment. The people will cry in agony for water. They will cry for a drink, something to cool them, and they will be given a water. They will be given a drink, but it is a boiling water that will scald their faces and burn their insides. This is the hellfire.
The guardian of hellfire, his name is Malik. He has never smiled since the day hellfire was created. He has no remorse. He has no feelings of sensitivity. He is desensitized to all types of horror. No feelings. Doesn't feel sorry for anyone. Hellfire, ya akhwan, is something, wallahi, not to be taken lightly. Saying, "Oh our Lord, please take us out. Take us out and let us try again. Give us another chance. If we do this again, then we are truly oppressors to ourselves." And Allah doesn't even reply to them. Allah doesn't speak to them. So some people have false hope. God will forgive me. God will forgive me. You're sick, you're ill, you need to cure yourself. God cannot be fooled. Subhanahu wa ta'ala.
We live in this dunya as if we are always going to remain here. Many of us, we don't think about our moment of death. Many of us, we live as though this is where we are going to remain. As though Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us life forever and we are going to remain on this dunya for all time. And there is not a single person here who knows what his moment of death is going to be like. The first thing that happens to this person when he is on his deathbed, his family are sitting all around him. His loved ones are making dua for him. And this may be us. The angel of death descends upon this person. The angel of death and his deputies, they come and they have black faces. And this is a creation which you have never seen before in your life. And at that moment, you are surrounded by your family, but you feel so alone. Because only you can see these angels. And you are trying to say to your family, help me, but they can't help you. And so these angels, they descend. And they come with a foul smell. And they come with a rough sackcloth from hellfire. And you are sitting there and you want to scream, but your voice is not coming out. And the angel of death comes and he sits at your head. And then he says, "O evil soul, come out to the anger of Allah and His punishment." And so your soul, it hides within your body because it doesn't want to come out. So your soul, it hides within your body. And then the angels, they beat that person and they pull his soul. And the Prophet ﷺ, he said, his soul is removed like a many hooked iron skewers. So imagine some wet wool, and the way you pull a thorny branch through that, the way it rips and it tears at that wool. And that's the way it tears at your veins and your muscles, and the person is in intense pain. And then they ascend to the first heaven, and they knock on the doors of the heaven, and it is asked, who is it? And the angels who are carrying your soul, they call you by the worst names that you were known by on this dunya. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala orders that the angels do not open the doors of that first heaven, and that person's soul is dropped from the first heaven to his grave. And we fast forward now to the people have buried him, and he can hear their footsteps. You're in your grave and you can hear your family's footsteps as they leave you. These people who you turned to in the dunya when you had some distress, when you needed some advice or some help, they bury you and then they leave. And this person, this evil soul, he is screaming, don't leave me. Where are you going? Why are you leaving me alone? And so, the people, they leave. And then, in a sudden, he sees in the distance two angels, two very scary angels approaching him. They are called Munkar and Nakir, and they are black and they are blue. So imagine you've never seen this, and you see them approaching you, but do you have anywhere to run? Do you have anywhere to hide? Do you have anything that you can protect yourselves with? So they sit that person up in his grave, and then they ask him 3 questions, but these angels are rough. They're not going to ask you in a polite way. So the first question, who is your Lord? And this person, he didn't learn about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He didn't learn about shirk. He just lived his life. He didn't care. He was too busy chasing the dunya. So he's going to say, oh, I don't know. Then they are going to say, what was your religion? And this person, he was too busy. He came on a Friday and he prayed his Jumu'ah, but after that he didn't pray. He prayed his Eid Salah, but after that he didn't pray. He didn't know his religion. He didn't care about his religion. So he's going to say, I don't know. Then the third, who is this man that was sent to you? He's going to say, I don't know. I heard the people, the masjid where I went to, the people used to say such and such, but I can't remember now. And then a voice calls out. The angels are told to furnish his grave with the furnishings of Jahannam. And this person is shown a place in Jannah. And he's told, this is what was waiting for you if you would have obeyed Allah and obeyed the Messenger sallallahu alayhi wasallam. And then the fire of Jahannam, it enters into his grave. And his grave, it squeezes him so tight until his ribs begin to close up on one another. Then he sees an ugly man with a foul stench, and he's coming to him, and he sits with him in his grave. And this person says, who are you? May Allah curse you. Your face brings evil. And then this person says, I am your evil deeds, and I am going to stay with you until Yawm al-Qiyamah. So not only is he being punished in his grave, but he's with this ugly, foul stench of a man. Then Allah appoints over him one who is blind, deaf and dumb, in whose hand is an iron rod, which, if he was to strike a mountain with it, it would turn the mountain to dust. He strikes him with it until he turns to dust. Then he is restored to his former state, and he is struck again. And this man, this dead person, he utters a scream which everything can hear except for mankind and the jinn. And he keeps striking him until Yawm al-Qiyamah. And the Prophet ﷺ, he said, I would make dua to Allah to allow you to hear the punishment of the grave, but I fear that if you could hear it, you would not bury your dead. So then let's fast forward now until Yawm al-Qiyamah, the day of judgment.
The coming of Hellfire. The perimeter is secure. There are angels all around us. No one is going anywhere. All the creation of Allah is in the middle. And Allah calls on Hellfire to come. And Hellfire, brothers and sisters, is not a pit. It is a roaring, raging beast that is held down by 70,000 chains. Holding each chain is 70,000 angels. And Allah and the angels are standing in rows, and the hellfire will come about. And when the hellfire comes, brothers and sisters, there is no scene more terrifying on the Day of Judgment than that scene. Even the Prophet ﷺ told Umar, if you did the deeds of 70 prophets, you would still be afraid at that moment. And when hellfire comes, brothers and sisters, every creation of Allah, martyrs, prophets, believers, non-believers, they will fall to their knees. You will see every ummah on their knees. All they are saying is, oh Allah, protect us. Oh Allah, protect us. And hellfire comes in, raging and roaring. A neck shoots out of hellfire. And just like there are people that go to Jannah without any punishment or any judgment, there are people that will go to hellfire without any judgment. And if hellfire looks at you, then you are one of its inhabitants. So every person, their eyes are to the ground. They're afraid to look up. And all they can hear is the raging and roaring. Brothers and sisters, I want you to listen to this dialogue. I want you to listen to the words of Allah coming down from 7 skies. Did I not tell you, O children of Adam, that you should not worship shaitan? Verily, he is an obvious enemy to you, and that you should only worship me. This is the straight path. Allah will tell us this. And indeed, shaitan has misguided and led astray many of you. Could you not understand this? Could you not realize this? Could you not comprehend this? Here is hellfire that I promised you. Here it is. May Allah protect us, brothers and sisters. This is not a joke. And everyone on their knees, face down, saying, Allahumma sallim sallim. Allahumma sallim sallim. Oh Allah, protect us. Oh Allah, protect us.